best and most challenging thing about our paradise is the water situation. We live in a swamp. West, north, and east drain here. South drains into the sandy run down there. This is the swampiest part, the downhillist part of the property, and we've been digging little holes to let the water out. Put branches of willow in to see if that would soak up the moisture. Put branches of some kind of an invasive vine in there, don't know what it's called, to see if that would soak up the moisture. We put in some little irises which bloomed, and that was good, and they haven't died. The roots didn't get too soggy. And some hosta. This soil, when we started, was completely soggy, so I've been digging streams and then raising up other areas. So this is the raised bed that has become a hosta garden, because when we don't have the hosta in here, the deer eat it like crazy. Here I'm growing plantain. When I dig it out of the yard, I bring it here. Here's another raised bed that doesn't have much. It used to have cilantro, but we ate it all and it didn't come back. So how I've learned to deal with super muddy, swampy areas is you lay sticks down, or wood, or rocks, or these are plastic old tile pieces. You lay them down in your artistic fashion, and then when it rains and it turns really, really swampy, you go down with your boots and you just step on everything, and it squishes and squeezes in and sort of cements itself in place, especially if your muddy patch is clay mud, which ours is. Part of the secret to my success, if I am indeed successful, which only time will tell, is that I have a lot of cedar sticks, and cedar lasts forever, according to Richard. I dug out this stream, fills with water and flows during rain, out the property down there. Here's the stream, it's hard to see, that I dug. It's growing in, which is sort of good and sort of bad. We're working on that. So if property rights ownership is defined by the government, we do not own this part of the property, but if it's defined by who takes care of it, then it's ours, because Richard mows it and I dig it, and we've planted trees on it. And this stream also gets very full of water and rain, and even after it's rained, for days and days after it rains, and goes out to the sandy run underground. I dug out this drain. It's from the 50s or 40s or something. It used to be covered in mud before we took over this project. So this is a movable cage along an irrigation ditch that I dug on a piece of land that technically is not ours, that gets more sun than anywhere else. We also have this swale, which goes all the way from that end of the property down to that end of the property. It's also the border between Abington and Upper Dublin townships, so nobody really cares about it. I came in here last year, cleared it out, and now I've started digging it out. Huge project, but important for water control, and also this is really good soil, so I've been digging it out of there and dragging it through this wood pile into our tractor cart. It'll become a beautiful garden. Richard inspects the pond for mosquito larvae every day. He's got a very delicate balance that we are continuously working on with frogs, water snakes, bluegill, and goldfish, trying to manage the water. And a few different pumps, which we're still figuring out. It's also very beautiful. Ooh, rainbow! Right here are the steps that I use to walk into the pool when I swim. But right in there, it's really dark and warm, which is where the bluegill like to stay, and that's where I got these teeth marks in my finger, was from that bluegill. So Richard caught him and set him free, in the stream. We decided he was a little too aggressive for us. I mean, he was keeping our frog population down, which you would think, why does anyone want to keep your frog population down? But they're really loud at night. So every day we have to round them up and put them in their sleeping quarters. This is the unglamorous bedtime zone for the frogs. I'm working on making it nicer for them in there. You can tell the girls from the boys by that circle behind their eye. If it's twice as big as their eye, then it's a boy, and if it's the same size, it's a girl. Love these water lilies. We just got them recently, these lily pads. Got pink on the bottom. Oh, while we're at it, speaking of water, there's my potty, made out of an old rocking chair. And this tree just demands to be appreciated. It's the best tree on our property, and it's one of the best trees in the world. It's gonna be cool. Mark my words.